Hey there guys and welcome into today's video where we're going to be discussing something very important for all of you beginners. What is the best board for beginners? Now, I can give you the quick answer or I can give you the actual reasons why. Now, the quick answer for a lot of you, and I know a lot of you will be watching, will be about halfway through the video. So I'm going to explain some things about some skateboarding recommendations and stuff first, and then you'll get, got to keep their attention somehow, right? So, let's start off with most base recommendations from damn near every skater. And that's to start with an 8-inch complete from a local skate shop. Now, let's talk about what a complete is. Now, a complete is your deck, your trucks, your wheels, your bearings, absolutely everything you need to start learning to skate. So, I have a complete down there. I'm just not going to pick it up because I can't be bothered, and I'm all about keeping it real here, So, basically, what we want to start off with is the deck. The deck is probably 8 inches because that is the medium size between what most skaters skate. Most skaters either skate a 775, an 8.0, or an 825, like my complete there. So, the deck you've seen before, aka this one, is a 775. So it's a little bit easier to do kickflips, heel flips, all that stuff for some skaters. For me, not so much, clearly. But what I want to say is basically just make sure that 8-inch is what you learn a lot of tricks on, or like what you learn your basic tricks on. So like, pushing, manuals, always, etc. So like maybe your shove-its as well. Because at least when you're in the middle ground, you're going to learn to go for these narrower boards, or you're going to be able to land on the narrow boards and the big boards, So, now, I'm going to try and word this in my head real quick, so there probably will be a cut here. So the reason I've suggested an 8-inch complete from your local skate shop is because you can always talk about, your skating, how you want to start skating, what type of skating you want to start with everyone in your local skate shop, and they will give you the best recommendations for you. Because at that point, they'll know you, they'll know your height, they'll know your... foot size, all that stuff. So, like, that does come into consideration a little bit, but only if you're, like, 6 feet and above, or, like, under, like, 5'3" or so. Depends. It really depends on the type of skating you're doing. If you're doing just things for cruising around, or you're doing it for, like, just a hobby, you don't need to worry about board size as much, but I would still recommend doing an 8, because an 8 is basically the universal size that, quote unquote, because I don't really believe this, one fits all. Now, no board fits everyone, right? I prefer, my basic boards, or my Plan B boards, or like I've even skated girl boards, because girl skateboards is so fun to ride because they have a nice pop for me, which is actually one of the skateboards I might be getting soon again, because I want to get another one. This one that's right down here is a Route 1 board, because that is my local skate shop, or like most local skate shop I can get to easily, which is all the way down in Glasgow. But you just gotta like find out where your nearest skate shop is and ask them. That's the best way you're going to get the best board that fits you. Yes, you, because we want you to go out and skate and then have fun and not worry about all these things like board size, wheel geometry, all that kind of stuff, right? So they'll give you recommendations on all that stuff. Now, I'm not going to go into that. That's for either next week's video or the week after, because I want to break down a board again and just like explain a lot more of some of the things I went over in very little detail. So we're going to talk about things like geometry, truck width, truck height, all that kind of stuff. So if you want to, watch that, subscribe below while you're in the comments telling me what is your favorite board size for any of the skaters who have been skating for a while. And if you're trying to learn to skate, what are you working on currently right now? It can be pushing, it can be manuals, it can be ollies, it can be kickflips. You know, personally, I'm learning kickflips, I'm learning shove-its, and I'm learning some other things too. I recently just did an old school kickflip. Now, I don't have a clip here because I kind of injured my foot at the time of recording this, like just before I started recording these videos. But anyway, enough about me. Let's get back to you, right? You're the one that's important here. You're the beginner. You know, I'm just the guy on the screen giving you my recommendations because it's what helped me the most when I was starting to learn to push, you know, to ollie, all that stuff. I did my first ollie on an 8-inch board, but I feel a lot more comfortable with my 825 because it's my personal preference. Now, here's the thing, right? Here's the biggest thing. Now, this is going to be hard for me to word, so we're just going to do this, you know, no cuts, nothing like that, right? So, let's get into the real reason to why I recommend an 8, or the real reason that Braille recommends an 8, or Garrett Ginner? How do you pronounce that, actually? Leave it down in the comments below. But there's a reason that everyone recommends an 8, and it's because it's basically between the most common sizes. So your most common sizes are an 8-inch deck, a 7.75-inch deck, or an 8.25-inch deck. Now, that varies for vert skaters and stuff like that. They tend to ride a little bit bigger boards because it's easier to grab. It's easier to grab and do flip tricks with your hands and stuff like that. And then you've got the freestyle skaters. Shut up, PC. I don't know if you guys heard that, but you might have. And, well, let's put it this way. Depends on the type of skating you're doing, right? So freestyle skating, you might want to do like a 7.75 or a 7.5-inch deck. But again, you've got specific freestyle boards for that, right? Whereas, I guess vert skating is still on this kind of popsicle stick kind of shape. And the reason it is called a popsicle stick is because it's kind of like that stick shape that you get in your like ice pops or whatever. So let's go with the real reason that everyone recommends an 8, right? I know I just said that. I know I just said that that's the real reason because it's between all the most common sizes. I'm just breaking it down just in case, you know, my rambling went on a bit too much. So it's the most common, right? Actually, editor, right, here, list. Right, so reasons an 8 is the most common recommendation from all skaters. So first, basically, it's the most common size. You know, a lot of skaters either skate 8s or 825s or 775s. So it's the median, is that the right word? Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Correct me in the comments below. But basically, it's the median between, you know, the 2 or 3 most common sizes, so you're going to be able to figure it out from one board, right? And then next, the other reason, I know the list's here and I keep on walking into it, but you know, oh well. The next reason is probably because it's the easiest to skate. It's the easiest to learn on, it's the easiest to manual on, it's the easiest to keep in a good weight, you know, all that stuff. So I kind of want to just say to you guys, just have fun skating, you know? Like, the other thing is, you're beginners. You don't need to know all these things like 775, 825. If you want to have a bit more knowledge, do research. And again, when I'm recommending these things, these are from what I've seen. These are from what Braille's seen or from what Garrett's seen or anyone like that. And yes, they will be linked down below as well if you are a beginner skater and don't know about these places. But basically, you gotta have fun skating, alright? So I'm gonna see you guys later. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And as always, especially once you subscribe, because you will hear me say this all the time. As always, happy skating, and I'll see you guys in a bit. You!